What's up, everybody? Welcome to Metal Remains Backstage. This is Manuel from Madrid, and we have Carla Harvey, who is at home right now.
Yeah, I'm at home for a change. I love being home.
First of all, I wanted to thank you for making time for us. I know your schedule is very busy, so we appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on. I love Spain. I love Madrid. So I'm excited to be on the show.
Great, great. Okay, so first thing we always ask to our guests, because we are fans of music, I'm pretty sure you are also a fan of music as well as a musician. So we were wondering, on your free time, what are you listening to nowadays?
Gosh, I have been listening to a lot of classic rock lately. In fact, on tour recently, you'd be surprised, but I was on tour with Lords of Acid, and at night on the tour bus, what we listened to was a lot of prog
Okay.
rock, a lot of Yes, some Led Zeppelin, Rush. So it was all classic rock. I'm a huge fan of classic rock. I grew up in Detroit, Michigan, and on all the radio stations there, it's classic rock all the time. And I still love it. I love Rush. I love Leonard Skinner. I love all of that kind of stuff. So that's pretty much what I've been listening to
Oh,
lately.
very
I
well.
feel like summertime is the right time for classic rock too. It just feels
It
right.
makes you want to go drive somewhere really far, right?
Exactly.
Oh, that
Yeah.
sounds very fun. What I have been listening to these days is the Violent Hours self titled EP, which is about to be released this Friday. So, congratulations on that. Uh,
Thank you. I'm so excited. You have no
well,
idea.
I hope you can share with us some of that excitement. But first of all, for people that haven't been checking on the news or are not up to date, you are very well known for having been in a metalcore band. I was able to see you when you came to Madrid a couple of years back, so I got to share your performance on stage. It was pretty energetic. But now the Violent Hour is your upcoming debut from this project. Tell us a bit about it, and
Yeah.
let's talk about that.
Yeah. So the Violent Hour is, a kind of a passion project. And when the Butcher Babies separation happened, I could go one of two ways. I could, stop playing
Hmm.
music. I'd been in the same band for 15 years. Where do you go from there? And Charlie Benante, who is my partner in music and in life, right? He saw that I was, very, kind of depressed about everything, and he knew that I didn't want to stop playing music. And so he kind of said, let's get up, don't wallow in this. We're going to write an album and we're going to start right now today. And so it kind of happened like that, I just started writing immediately. I wasn't going to let, the feelings of loss like take me over. I was just going to go forward, move forward. And it ended up being a really beautiful experience for me.
Great.
And I really tapped into, who I was as a teenager, the music I loved as a teenager, my really authentic self, to make these songs. And I didn't want to force anything to be metal. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? I've been, singing guttural vocals and singing extreme metal for the last 15 years. But I didn't want to make a metal album because I felt like it was what I should do or what
Yeah,
people wanted.
it's
I
that you were
just wanted
expected
to
to do
make,
so, right?
yeah, yeah, I just wanted to make music that I loved, that came out organically, and I wanted it to be what it needed to be at the time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely does. And it sounds like you had a lot of fun with this EP. It's brief because it's fast and it's very energetic, so it swims by when you listen to it. There are a lot of influences in this EP, and some of the bands that you mentioned that you were listening recently are reflected like on this effort So for fans
Yeah.
of Carla Harvey, what can they find regarding to more aggressive side of you?
There's, Guns N' Roses was my favorite band of all time. When I was a kid, it was the first band that I loved and that made the hair on my arms like stand up when I listened to it.
Wow.
So there's a lot of Guns N' Roses influence on there. There's some it's a very 90s influence because I was a teenager in
Hmm.
the 90s, and I had all these different influences from classic rock to Guns N' Roses to Nirvana, to Korn, all at once. It was a really exciting time to be a teenager and have all this new music, grunge paired with the hard rock, everything. So there's a lot of Riot Girl influence on this, but the vocals, and the next EP that I've written is a little heavier.
Oh,
But this, I didn't want to shoehorn in guttural vocals where they didn't fit. I wanted the songs to be what they were.
mhm.
So I think that my vocals, I'm singing a lot more, and maybe there's a more of a punk approach on
Yeah,
songs like
that
Sick
attitude.
Ones. But but yeah, still got attitude. But I think, when I was a kid and I said the word metal, to me, metal encompassed everything that was listening to. It wasn't just Pantera,
Mm.
or whatever. It was also the Guns N' Roses. It was also the classic rock. It was all metal. It was all fringe. It was all something different. So I have made a metal album, even though it's not as heavy.
Okay, very well. I think many songs are very playful. They are songs that are
Yeah.
very inviting, and I think that's also very important. Not to go all the way, all pedal to the metal all the way, right? I think it's very important to develop those feelings as well. So I enjoyed every single track of this. I think it's very well represented on what you mentioned and what I've read about it. So I'm pretty sure that you're gonna get people with this. They are going to get you as well with the songs. You mentioned that you were already working in something. Maybe I didn't understand, but you were working on a second EP. Is that the case?
Yeah, yeah. So we've got more songs, and like it's crazy. The once I was so nervous about writing this EP, but once I started writing, there was so much flowing out of
Yeah.
me. And Charlie, most people know Charlie as the
Oh
drummer
yeah.
of Anthrax, and now, of course, of Pantera. But Charlie is also, he plays every single instrument. He plays every instrument on my album. He wrote all the music completely. So music was like flowing out of him for this EP like crazy as well. He had finished the Anthrax album, and he, like I said, he just gave me this beautiful gift because he saw that I was depressed and not knowing where to go next with my musical career.
Well, that's a great
So
gift.
he focused on writing this album with me, and really, like, first thing in the morning he'd grab his coffee and his guitar and he'd start playing these awesome riffs that were going to be on my album, and it was just incredible to see and be a part of. It was a very intimate experience, writing this album together.
Sounds very, very great. And this album has the collaborations of some artists. We have Zach Wild having some licks in the guitar. We have Brendan Jigley with a bit of singing, and John Five. So, without spoilers, of course, which will be the dream guests for your next EP?
My gosh, that's so hard to say because, like, I'm blown away that John Five and Zach Wild are on my album now. I don't take any of it for granted. I was actually on a John Five song once, called Euphoria, and I toured with Zach Wild a couple times with Butcher Babies, and of course they're both great friends of Charlie. So it's just so great of them to lend their talents.
Yeah.
It's like a pinch me moment because it's great. I couldn't have asked for better collaborations. And for the next one, maybe I'll do another duet with someone. I really loved singing with Brandon. That was really cool. So yeah, I'm not sure. I would love to collaborate with some cool chicks. Um, I love PJ Harvey. I think she's the coolest. I would love to get some really like stellar women on my album. I do have a surprise for everyone. I have an all girl band,
Awesome.
and I'm so excited to introduce the members to everybody. But yeah, having some like I said, I loved the Riot Girls in the 90s. So it would be cool to do some kind of collaboration with some prominent female artists from the 90s.
Okay.
I also loved Manson, maybe Marilyn Manson, a duet with Marilyn
Wow,
Manson.
that sounds very interesting. I hope
That would
you
be
can
cool.
get that. And what are the plans for the Violent Hour when it comes to maybe touring or giving a big few shows? Will we have the chance to watch you here in Spain?
Absolutely. So hopefully very soon. We do have some shows coming up here in the States with Buck Cherry and Michael Monroe that I'm really excited about. So that'll be the live debut of the Violent Hour. And Charlie wrote, like I said, all the music, but he's not going to be in the band. He's a little bit busy
Yeah,
with Pantera and Anthrax.
I can imagine.
But I've got an awesome band that is getting ready to play the shows. And we definitely want to tour, and we definitely want to tour Europe. And I have such great memories of playing in Spain. So I cannot wait to come back.
Well, we are waiting for you. We hope you can return uh, quickly so we can enjoy this music. And now, Carla, before we go, I wanted to add a space so you can share with us. We call ourselves a Backstage. This is our segment for interviews where we speak about important or interesting backstage stories. I know you can share some of them from a very recent event that you were able to attend to, and I'm talking about the Back to the Beginning. So can
Oh
you
yeah.
share with us what's one of your favorite Back to the Beginning backstage stories?
Gosh, it was so mind blowing to be back there that I don't even know where to start. I mean, anyone who was anyone was back there, but the energy and the vibe was so positive and so cool. There was no ego. Everyone was so excited to be there. From the biggest like Steven Tyler, Axl Rose, all these they everyone just seemed very aware of the magnitude of the moment, and just very happy to be there. I got to give Ron Wood from the Rolling Stones a little squeeze. And how cool is that, to get, a squeeze from a Rolling Stone,
Yeah.
like, oh my God, right? And I also got to chat with Steven
Oh,
Tyler,
I saw
as
the
you
photo.
can probably guess, yeah, from earlier, from me saying that I love classic rock so much. I loved Aerosmith growing up, one of my all-time favorite bands. So to be able to chat with Steven Tyler was awesome. But and then of course seeing Ozzy and being able to watch, side stage those last moments of him being on stage. I mean, how powerful. I'll never forget it in my life. And I had just gotten off tour, and I flew there to see Charlie play, and I love being able to be a fan and take it all in. I love being able to watch Charlie do his thing and be his number one fan, and
He did
see
great
all the excitement around him. Yeah.
on both
He
cases.
always does.
He always does, of course. And well,
Yeah.
Carla, we also saw it. We were very emotional. We had a reaction stream on the stage. We weren't able to grab any tickets, so it's something that will always be on our bucket list. But it was a very powerful moment, and I'm glad that you were able to share that. I appreciate you could share some of that moment with us. Well, guys, there you have it.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this interview, like it, share it with your friends. Make sure to buy and stream the Violent Hour self-titled EP, which is coming out on July 25th. So to double support Carla, and of course, make sure to go to their shows whenever they come to their city. Carla, it's been a pleasure. Hope we can pick this up again in the future in person when I get to see your show.
Yes. I hope so. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone watching. Appreciate you. Listen to the Violent Hour.
They will do it. Of course, I'm going to make sure they do. Thank you guys for your time. Until next time, stay metal.